Hi everyone, here's what's bothering me today. It is apparently World Teachers Day. And so there's no better time to talk about this than during the pandemic. So several of my friends, be they Canadian or American, are teachers. And here in Ontario, as the cases continue to increase and we look to be set to head into the second wave of the virus, the government of Ontario has said still that they're not going to lock things down just yet. And while, we should not have very large gatherings, no more than 10 people, they still cram over 30 students in class. So on World Teachers Day, I want to call action to the fact that teachers have A, been fantastic troopers, B, been asked to do far too much, and C, really need a break. So already, this is going to be largely Ontario focused because that's where most of my news and the explanations of various friends come from. The only other options are in Texas. But there's this notion, right, of remember back in the early days of the pandemic in March and April when there was this sudden shift to online learning and everyone was celebrating the teachers. Oh, good on you. This is just incredible what you're doing. And yet, when we moved forward and tried to reopen things, we still didn't change the level of testing, even though we wanted kids to go back to school physically, but we didn't up testing, and we didn't limit classroom numbers. We didn't even seek alternative solutions, as I've brought up in several of these videos now. We didn't think, hey, can we perhaps co-opt other abandoned community spaces or office buildings for more socially distanced classes, because those areas are fairly well ventilated. Nope. No such creativity. It's just got to be, no, the kids go to school. It must be at the school. Figure it out. And it's so infuriating because teachers are being given a paper clip and an elastic and asked to make a flashlight. They're being asked to MacGyver some kind of brilliant money-saving solution out of thin air when they are already chronically underfunded, understaffed, and have way too many kids in the class, even if it wasn't a pandemic. This was an opportunity to finally shift education to a more progressive, egalitarian, fair, and sustainable and involved model. But we didn't because the conservatives are in charge in this province and their main focus is on money, specifically the saving of money. This means that now we have rising numbers of cases. Thankfully, no deaths because the cases seem to be with younger people. But we have a rising number of cases, which again is bad because we don't know the long-term effects of this virus. And these kids can be walking around at school asymptomatically. And yes, while there are some half-decent restrictions that have been put in place, according to my friends who have kids and they've sent them into school, be it, junior high, elementary, or even high school, there are some good things happening. But the broad problem is that it's not enough. There needed to be more, and our governments dropped the ball. And then we have the fact that now people are kind of getting tired. It's pandemic fatigue, right? Oh, we keep hearing about news of the pandemic. It's so bad. I just want to see my friends again. We all want this to be over, but we have to do it in a smart and meaningful way so that no one who doesn't need to die doesn't need to die. It is so bothersome, and the solutions are actually simple if you listen to teachers, parents, experts, climatologists even. The solutions are out there, but we don't do them because it's this new unknown to us. It's just, how do we do this? How do we possibly pay for this? How do we manage it? We asked that same question when we first flirted with the idea of public education. There is always a better way forward. There's always a way out of a mess, but it requires some bravery and vision, which sadly I'm not expecting from many establishment politicians who just expect that this is the way things are and this is the way they always will be. The divine right of kings is inevitable. You see where I'm going with this? On this World Teachers' Day, please thank the teachers who continue to be frontline workers in the worst pandemic and health crisis that humanity has seen in over a century. Give them your thanks. Give them your patience. Show them some appreciation, because Lord knows they're not getting it from our governments. And that's what's bothering me today.